Guess who? Yes, it's Trump. You know, one of the most annoying things about the world and about Britain today, in my opinion, is the ridiculous kind of moral outrage that everybody has about the tiniest things which go on. I mean, some things really are outrageous and you should be outraged about them, of course, but too often outrage diminishes the argument which you're trying to put across because it's used too often. A good example perhaps is the archetypal kind of community council, a little area, your village or the area in your town, and they have their own little committee, usually self-appointed, not elected or anything like that. So they make various rules about the area, or they pour scorn on people which they don't like because they're not doing things in what they perceive to be the right way. And rather than being accepting and working with people and actually trying to better their community, they're just trying to make it their version of their community, so they become outraged about the fact that the fence at the end of your garden isn't the right shade of cream. And then of course when something truly outrageous happens, there's nowhere to go. You've already reached peak outrage. The argument is ridiculous to equate this tiny insignificant thing with this truly outrageous thing and say they're both outrageous when they just clearly aren't. We teach children a story called The Boy That Cried Wolf, and now I'm sure most of you have heard it, but I'll quickly go over it. Basically there was this boy in the story who keeps on crying wolf, that there's a wolf going to come and eat everybody in the village, okay? And there never is, and people got scared and then got a bit less scared because they didn't believe him, and more people didn't believe him. And then one day an actual wolf was coming and the boy comes running into the village and saying there's a wolf, but this time nobody believes him and everybody gets killed by the wolf. Now I guess there's actually two balls in the story. Firstly, if the fire alarm goes off, always walk out of the building. But the point is that the outrage that people have, when it actually comes to something which is truly outrageous, people stop believing them. So it really diminishes the argument of their outrage in the first place. So why am I talking about this today? Well, a couple of weeks ago something happened in America. Guess who? Yes, it's Trump. Basically, Trump had said something on Twitter about somebody in Congress and everybody's absolutely outraged about it. And yes, of course, he shouldn't have said it. It was pretty ridiculous. But it was the same day he was planning to pull out of the Paris Climate Change Agreement. Right, that is the truly outrageous thing. What he said on Twitter about this congressman was completely inconsequential. But yet everybody was outraged about his tweet rather than actually what he was doing in government. Look, and obviously I don't like the guy, but my point is this: you can't go around just being outraged about people because they are people, however bad that person is, however undeserving they are of being president of the United States. But just in the same way, there's no point people being so outraged that the UK voted leave. I don't like that. I really don't. I really wish we were remaining in the European Union. But there's really no point being outraged every time the government or Leave supporters make the arguments again and try and go to Brussels and maybe make a bit of a hash of it. But the point is, that's not the thing to be outraged about. The outrage is that we didn't get the younger people to vote in 2016 in that referendum. The outrage is that we didn't make the arguments then. That is the outrage. So there is a genuine political kind of tactic, for want of a better description, called the dead cat scenario. Basically, if you are in an argument, if you're in a political argument, whether that be in the media or in person, and you're losing that argument, you don't really have much evidence to back up your point, then the tactic is to metaphorically throw a dead cat on the table, because everybody then goes, oh look, there's a dead cat on the table, and stops talking about the thing that they wanted to talk about in the first place. Now, as awful a politician as Trump is, that's exactly the kind of tactics he's using in a lot of cases. He's putting out kind of semi-ridiculous tweets, and because people are obsessed with his Twitter, rightly or wrongly, it distracts you from the real problems with his administration, which are his policies on climate change, on healthcare, and things like that. People are just not as outraged about those things as they should be, because they're more outraged about his Twitter feed. Now, those are some kind of more well-known examples of being outraged unnecessarily, but you'll see it every single day, not in politics, in your workplace, in your school, in your university. There are plenty of things that people should indeed be annoyed about, and I'm not saying ignore them completely, but don't think that everything is an outrage, because everything isn't an outrage. Some things are just the way that people are. So the next time you are really unhappy about something and you want to take it further, you want to be really annoyed about it, just think, is it really an outrage? Or is it something which you just want to change, if you just want to make better? Because you should absolutely go and campaign on those issues. But if it's not an outrage, stop being outraged. Because when something truly outrageous happens, you've got nowhere to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up just down there. Remember to subscribe, because I make videos every single week. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Choose one from them.